The creation of the Kelly Bird bass is an idea that I brought to Jackson Guitars when we were on tour with Megadeth in about 2010, 2011. For the most part, I've played the Jackson concert basses. And for a brief period back in, I believe it was 1992 on Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction tour, I designed an instrument that was similar to this, but we only just did a one-off of it. But I always liked the design and the feel of it. Moving forward in modern day, I came to Jackson with an idea that would incorporate a lot of the traditional kind of cool-looking rock and roll looks and aesthetics to it, but also incorporating some of the Jacksonisms, if you will. For instance, of course, the Jackson headstock, 4-in-a-row tuners, but then also down here on the body incorporating the bottom cutaway from the Jackson Kelly guitar, which to me is a very rock and roll looking instrument. I think those additions, along with kind of your classic stylings, really make a nice high performance instrument in the Kelly Bird. The neck on the new Kelly Bird instrument is a 34-inch scale, quarter sawn maple neck, and also has graphite reinforcement through it. As you get an instrument like this, especially with the neck protruding out like that, needed to have as much stability as possible, and certainly for myself, I found touring the world over the years, when you go from various climates, sometimes quite rapidly overnight, having the graphite reinforcement really helps to stabilize the neck. It's a bolt-on construction, which adds a lot of punch to the mid-range. And as we come down the neck with the binding here, we come down into the body, which has a little bit of a different upgraded paint job from the other Kelly Birds in this series. I'm a real stickler on instruments that really pop on stage, that really have a distinctive look. They look good for the audience, they look good in photos. Having the two-tone body sort of gives the image a little bit that there's actually a raised piece in the middle, when in fact it's a nice flat top, which I think for me is comfortable for playing. But to have the red, it's a Jackson Guitars, we've been really working hard at finding paint blends and different styles of colors that are different. They're different from the other Jackson instruments, different from a lot of the other manufacturers, and again, things that really pop when they're on stage. This bass also, I've upgraded it to use the EMG HZ pickups with the active 3-band EQ, so we have the treble, mid, and bass, and also a 1-volume with a sweepable, panable knob here, so that you can combine or go back and forth. I generally play up here on the neck pickup most of the time, but you can also move it back so that you're on that position if you desire that tone. And then we also have the new Jackson high mass bridge, which is great for the sustain of the instrument. And overall, just a very affordable, great classic new instrument from Jackson Guitars with my signature on it, which I'm very proud of, with a long-standing history that I've had with Jackson. For more information, please visit jacksonguitars.com.